Once again, welcome back to the program. ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ 15 ਨਵੰਬਰ ਨੂੰ ਚੋਣਾਂ ਹੋਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੇ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਰੀ ਫਸਟ ਦੇ ਦੋ ਉਮੀਦਵਾਰ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਆਏ ਨੇ। ਮੇਰੀ ਮਾਰਟਨ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਵੀ 3 ਵਾਰ ਰਹਿ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਨੇ ਕਾਉਂਸਲਰ ਅਤੇ ਡੇਵ ਵੁੱਡਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਸਾਬਕਾ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਅਫਸਰ ਨੇ। ਆਓ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੀ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੇ ਫਰਦਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੀ ਪਲਾਨਸ ਨੇ। Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having us.
So maybe we'll start off with you. You have been the chair of the diversity committee as also the health programs which have been run in the city of Surrey.
That's right.
The city is expanding leaps and bounds. So being the chair of the diversity committee, if you could let us know that what was done by the city to celebrate diversity.
I have about 25 different communities that work with me on our diversity team. There's 96 languages spoken in the city of Surrey, believe it or not. And we have put on the Fusion Festival for the past 7 years that I have chaired. In 2012, we won the Best Canadian Festival, but in 2013, I picked up the award for International Best Festival in the world.
Wow.
So it's been expanding. We started off, I believe 25 different communities participated at that time. This past year we had over 35, so it's expanding.
Right.
It's a wonderful family festival. It's free, and it's just a fabulous. We're very proud of it.
Right. And Dave, you have been a police officer serving the RCMP for over 40 years. It's a long period. So from policing to now civic politics, what prompted you to jump into civic politics?
Well, I was approached by Surrey First and asked to run, and I considered it a tremendous opportunity because it's going to hopefully allow me an opportunity to contribute to what the future of Surrey is going to be.
Right. And as a former law enforcement officer, because crime is a major issue right now, which is in the top mind of everyone. So how do you feel your experience will be helpful in tackling this issue?
Well, I was stationed at Surrey Detachment for 15 years, and I've got a pretty good understanding of the city and the detachment. And I think that I will be able to explain to the politicians some matters that come up, especially with regards to law enforcement, which is incredibly complex these days.
So when you say to tell to the politicians, now you are yourself becoming a politician, so it's going to be a grand shift from that law enforcement authoritative style to, to be a diplomat.
I will tell you that it's been a tremendous experience for me.
Right.
And you're right. It is going to be a tremendous shift, and I'm already dealing with that in this election.
Wonderful. Mary, as the chair of the diversity committee, it's wonderful, as you said, there are 96 languages spoken in Surrey. But along with that, another challenge, if I may say that, is that the more communities which are coming over here, while we talk about Canada being a cultural mosaic where everybody should meet and integrate with each other, but unfortunately it's happening the other way, that we are getting settled into cocoons and everybody feels pacified and satisfied being over there. No doubt the city of Surrey does an initiative of the Fusion Festival. But what do you feel, talking to the people, how do you think that exclusiveness can be included into that inclusiveness?
It's very important to be all-inclusive, and that's what our team does as a diversity committee.
Right.
And we bring people together, and we understand their different concerns and what's working within each of their communities, and we discuss that. And it's really marvelous. I really enjoy. Surrey what makes Surrey special is because we're one of the biggest diverse cities in Canada.
Right. And is that diversity reflected in the city also?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Right.
And within our staff is reflected in our council. It's reflected in all of our staff, including our bylaw officers, including our RCMP officers.
Right.
And we highly recognize that we need to be all inclusive.
Mary, as a 3-time councillor, what do you feel proud of? There are so many things which have happened in the city, but if I may ask you some of your accomplishments, what would those be?
I would say I'm very proud of being the chair of diversity. I'm very proud of our communities getting together. I'm very proud of working with the health community and working very closely with the Fraser Health, making sure that we have addiction services and helping the homelessness. Yes.
So has there been some impact on these issues? Because when we talk about mental addictions and homelessness, has the city done some work on these particular issues in the past?
Oh, absolutely. And Councillor Judy Villeneuve will be able to speak better on the homelessness. But as chair of the or co-chair of the Fraser Health Municipal Government, I'm able to work very closely with Fraser Health all the way from Hope all the way down into Burnaby.
Right.
And so we get to understand what the circumstances are in each of those communities and making sure that people are well looked after.
Wonderful. Dave, like crime, you say you have that experience, but along with that, just putting on the boots on the floor, do you think will that solve the solution? Is that the only solution, or there needs to be something else also, like Mary talked about the mental addictions, and what we are finding in our society is that more and more people are having such kind of issues and challenges. So what is your personal opinion about it?
Boots on the ground will give the public a reassurance, but one of the other reasons why I decided to run with Surrey First is the crime reduction strategy.
Right.
I'm a huge believer in it. The thing that is somewhat disturbing to me is that the drop in property crime is not as great as I would like to have
Right.
seen, and I will tell you, in my opinion, why. The reason is that people are being sent to jail for under 2 years. There's no treatment program in our provincial jail system. They get out, they basically have gone there and networked. They get out, they're right back into it. You have to have treatment programs because drug addiction, mental illness, learning disabilities, all those are issues that you come across over again in
Right.
law enforcement. There must be treatment programs. I'm a huge believer in it, and so is Surrey First Team, and we're all working towards that.
Right. And
working with, could I, if I
Please.
may so
Sure.
add to that, it's really important that our communities, and no matter what nationality you are reporting things to the police.
Right.
You know, and looking out for their own communities
Absolutely.
where they're living. It's
Absolutely.
very important because it cannot be left just for the police.
Well, of
to-
course, the community has to come forward and talk about these issues and be
Absolutely.
involved as much as they can be.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
crime reduction and crime prevention go hand in hand.
Right.
The police can't do it all themselves. It has to be the citizens have to get involved.
Right.
And have to report crime, have to come to the aid of people when they see crime is happening. And that definitely does happen in Surrey. Surrey residents are great. They're great supporters of each other.
Right.
They don't stand by, they get involved.
Absolutely. And Mary, now in future, after the elections, if your party is elected again, while you have talked about the diversity issue, which you have tried to bring the communities together, what other plans do you have in future?
I would like to advocate for more support systems because we really need a community court. I've seen firsthand
Right.
community courts working in New York City, but they have that support system behind them.
Right.
Yes, we have great services here already providing addictions and drugs and what have you
Right.
here in the city, but it's not enough. And so we need to advocate more and more to the province to say, we have an issue here in the city of Surrey. We have an issue in every big city.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But we need to be more advocates to make sure that we have that proper support system in place so that it takes the brunt off of the RCMP. Yes.
Wonderful. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you and best wishes.
Thank you very much for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Pleasure having you here.
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Thank you.
ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਕਿ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਰੀ ਮਾਰਟਨ ਅਤੇ ਡੇਵ ਵੁਡਸ ਇੱਕ ਸਾਬਕਾ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਅਫਸਰ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਮੈਰੀ ਇੱਕ 3 ਟਾਈਮ ਕਾਉਂਸਲਰ ਰਹਿ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਨੇ। ਇਹ ਡਾਈਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਕਮੇਟੀ ਦੇ ਚੇਅਰ ਰਹਿ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਫਿਊਜ਼ਨ ਫੈਸਟੀਵਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਨਵੋਲਵ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਡਾਈਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੈਲੀਬ੍ਰੇਟ ਕਰ ਸਕੀਏ। 96 ਲੈਂਗੁਏਜਸ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਸਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਇਹ ਸਰੀ ਗਰੋ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਉਸੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਚੈਲੰਜਸ ਵੀ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਪਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੂਰਾ ਵਿਸ਼ਵਾਸ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਟੀਮ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਸਰੀ ਫਰਸਟ ਇਹ ਸਹੀ ਦਿਸ਼ਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਸ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਗੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਵੇਗੀ।